Welcome, everyone, to the very first episode of Crossroads and Career, a series by the Alumni Relations Committee where we bring inspiring journeys and real career stories from our very own alumni community.
We're coming to you from WIPS TC, a premier institution in Delhi, and we sit right at the heart of this campus, which is VSC, the Vivekananda School of Economics.
Every episode, we explore people and the stories that shaped them for who they are today, the crossroads that they stood at, and the careers that they built from there. We couldn't have asked for two more dynamic voices to launch this series.
First up is Mansi Nautiyal, from the batch of 2018 to 2021. Mansi is currently a young professional at the Economic Intelligence Unit at NITI Aayog, working at the very center of India's policy landscape. Joining her is Mr. Shlok Aggarwal from the batch of 2017 to 2020, a financial analyst at Octanos Capital Advisory and Providus Capital, and also a CFA Level 2 candidate. We're covering it all today, from the workings of a national think tank to the high stakes valuation strategies that drive global capital markets. This is the mentorship you won't find in any syllabus.
So sit back, tune in. Was for a little while.
So, shall we begin with some core insights from your professional journey through some career related questions? This question is for Mansi. What inspired you to choose economics as your career path?
Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the ARC team and the Priya Jindal ma'am for inviting me here. It's really a privilege for me. So I was always curious about how the world works, how the government works, what inspires people, how some people are prosperous and some are struggling. That drives me into economics because economics provides us a framework about how everything works out. So the curiosity and the impact drives me in.
Okay, so next up, we have questions for you, Shlok. So, what motivated you to choose the CFA route alongside your MSc?
So the thing is, I never chose CFA with my MSc. It was other way around. It was CFA with it was my bachelor's when I chose CFA. So during my initial years, I was doing internship. Like I guess I'm assuming a lot of people have done over here. So I did internship, but by the end of third year, I saw a lot of people doing good internships at maybe Bain, PwC, or doing some certification, maybe actuarial science. And all of them were doing something great for themselves. And I realized that I've spent a lot of time in doing internships and not doing any certification. That's how I decided that I want to outshine and I want to do something unique for myself. That's how CFA came into existence. And to be honest, that time only one of my friends was doing it, not friends, but one from my cohort was doing basically. That only two of us were doing CFA. That's why I chose CFA with my bachelor's to basically outshine and do something unique that time.
That was very elaborative. So, how has working in London's financial ecosystem been different from than that of India's?
So to answer this question, I'll answer from the point other people's perspective because my in-hand experience in India has been much more less. I have been working overseas more than India. So when I talk about London's financial ecosystem, I'll explain it with two examples so you get much more clarity in that one. So London's financial ecosystem is more on it's the apex and point of origin for all the deals. All the deal flows which are happening over there are happening in real time. You can see that all the major financial markets like UK, US are trading simultaneously, and any deal flow, like any flow of information, is impacting at the same time because of markets. Not only markets, but you can see those changes in the major currencies as well. Like I said, that with examples I said. So comparing it with India, basically, London is more of front office and India is more of back office. My friends who are working in big financial institutions like Barclays, HSBC, they work till 5 p.m. And there are people who are working in India who are assisting them basically till 9:30 p.m. over here. So one thing everyone knows over here is that, work-life balance is great. Like work-life balance over here is, I would say in London, it's much better. They had financial rewards as well. But when it comes to comparing it, It is more of, I would say, front office versus back office and more of work-life balance.
Mansi, this question is for you. How do you keep yourself updated on economic and policy trends?
So I make it a habit to read newspapers, reports, policy briefs every morning. And then I follow some economists and think tanks on social medias like LinkedIn. It gives a you get a quick snapshot of everything, what is happening and different perspectives.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That was very helpful.
So now we're back with questions for Shlok. So how do you balance your quantitative analysis with qualitative judgment in investment decisions, particularly?
So I feel this one question, qualitative and quantitative, goes hand in hand. You can't simply ignore either of those. Imagine saying that, coming back with an example, imagine you saying that you have earned 40% return on one of your investments over 2 years, but that's the correct statement to make. We always incorporate risk adjusted return as well. Like after incorporating the risk, how much return you got into. So when we say qualitative and quantitative, I use quantitative assessments, quantitative your assessments for mostly to measure the risk, to make sure I'm comparing apple to apple. And at the same time, I used qualitative judgments, given that the industry shifts, the political changes, and I make sure that both of them are balanced down. And how I help it in investment decisions would be, I would say that I narrow down from the quantitative factors, and using the judgments and qualitative factors, I see that what's more sustainable in future. That's how I make my investment decisions.
Okay. So basically just using the frameworks, right?
Frameworks, but developing your own frameworks, I would say.
True. So what role do you think digitization or AI would play into financial modeling or risk management?
So I'll answer that question first, explaining how generative AI is working.
Sure.
It's doing good in terms of, I know a lot of people over here are using generative AIs in your regular life. And there's a very big question that will it replace humans in future? The answer is yes, but not completely. I'll given another example for this one. So say like applying for any job, a very basic thing. If you're applying for any job, there are 6 stages, right? 5 or 6 stages to actually land up for a good job. So for first 4 steps, you might be using generative AI for psychometric tests, for AI chatbot or any interviews. But ultimately, at the end of the two, you need one HR and you need senior leaders to interview with. So there is AI, generative AI, which helps you out. But at the end, what helps you succeed that goal needs human. So coming back to the question whether what roles it's playing in risk management and your financial modeling, I feel in risk management it has done it wonders. They have set models which generative AI can help you out with. How accurate it is, you don't know until you already have the answers. So risk management has already done its generative AI has done its thing in risk management, but I would say not in financial modeling. I do real estate modeling every other day, and I have the answers myself. If I use those questions and if I give the input and wait for the output, and the actual output which I have, there's a lot of difference. So in terms of financial modeling, it has not done its role for now, but yeah, of course, in future it will.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. Thank you.
So as we just discussed, we all know that AI is taking over the world. So Mansi, I'd like to ask you, where do you see the role of AI in data science in shaping the future of economic research?
So AI obviously increases your productivity. It is faster, it is precise, but it always need a human to interpret the result, to ask the right question. So AI won't take your jobs, right? So AI basically increases your efficiency. So the groundwork is always important in formulating policies precisely, right? Because AI won't know what is on the ground. AI will always give you the answers which is all available in the internet. There.
Very often,
Yeah,
it doesn't take over.
right phones.
So, are there any specific resources that you would recommend for risk management or investment?
So risk management and I would give any resources for finance in particular. So one thing everyone has is YouTube, Chat, GPT, AIs, everything. But apart from this, which you would not hear from any of people would be use your LinkedIn for networking. Like maybe LinkedIn for you is a source where you can update your resume and employers are just referring it for your purpose. But from LinkedIn, you could actually reach out to people. And that's how I landed 3 jobs in London. And in fact, when I wanted to switch within a week, LinkedIn only helped me out in switching those jobs. So use LinkedIn as much as you can. Talk to people. I would say when you're going for any masters abroad, one thing you would commonly listen is like do networking. What do you mean by networking is talking to people, going on coffee chats, going meet up, not with some purpose. Earlier, when I used to meet, I had this purpose of referral XYZ, but you shouldn't go with that perspective. Once I eliminated that shift and I just met people just for coffee chat to know what their day looks like, that's when I realized, oh, that's basically networking. Not going with a purpose, but talking them to know what and how industry works. So I would say networking is one major thing. Be it use LinkedIn, do cold emailing. I use a lot of cold emailing to reach out to people. Second, of course, listen to podcasts, be aware with financial markets. At this time, I don't know how many of you read newspapers, but it's better to use podcasts during your commute from your home to university. And that's how I actually studied for CFA as well, because I live in Gurgaon. So 1.5 hours of commute, I use that in something productive. So use it in more of listening podcasts. There are a lot of Fin influencers which are coming who are registered with SEBI now. So yeah, Fin influencers and podcasts, and of course doing cold emailing, networking, and all sort of these things.
Okay, so networking leads from one thing to another, and I would personally recommend to listen to podcasts, as Shlok just said. So, yeah, I think.
And now, because behind every professional journey, there's always the personal side. So these questions are for you, Mansi. What's one small habit or value from your upbringing that continues to guide you in your professional life?
So I think consistency is the key for achieving anything in life, right? So be consistent from school till now. My father and mother has told me to be consistent. Wake up every day, do your thing, everything, right? If you're not in the mood, do it for an hour, study for an hour. Not in the mood, do it for half an hour, but be consistent.
Very valuable insights for the youth. Balancing the demanding role at NITI Aayog with personal life must be intense. What keeps you grounded outside of work?
So, a talk with my parents, family, friends, everything keeps me grounded. Obviously, episode of Friends never goes out. and
That was nice.
and then I take time for walks and reading. That's it.
So, within that same context, to continue with you, Shlok, who has been your biggest role model in your journey till now?
I guess most of my teachers have been the role models. It's been 5 years that I've passed from this university, and I'm still in touch with a lot of teachers. And I make sure that every other year I meet them, and irrespective. So for me, it's like my greatest role models are all the teachers, I would say, for me particularly.
Okay. So, if you could change your roles for a day, what would you choose? Like, apart from your current role, what else would you choose?
Maybe going to PMO office one day and just sitting over there like assisting Prime Minister. Maybe. Someday.
Someday, hopefully. So, now for you, Mansi, the same question. If you could change your roles for a day.
I would like to be cooking, be a chef.
That's one for me as well.
I think all of us are cooks here. Okay, so can you mention a professor or a professor or mentor during UG years or your academic years?
I remember all of them. Like before coming to over here, I was talking to Aisha over here that, oh, is Khyati ma'am here? I know Neha ma'am, Sakshi ma'am, Priya ma'am, Jyotika ma'am, everyone is over here. But out of curiosity, so I know everyone. So it's not one particular teacher, it's all for me.
Okay. So shout out to all the faculty of VSC. So yeah.
Let's take it up a notch with something rapid and spontaneous. This is our rapid fire segment. Quick questions, quick answers, and no time to overthink. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Shall Let's start with Mansi. If you weren't in economics, what would you be doing?
Hotel management.
Hotel manager. What's one thing from college you wish you could bring to your office now?
Friends.
Friends. If you had to give your college life a movie title, what would it be?
ये जिंदगी नहीं मिलेगी दोबारा.
More memorable, first day of college or first day of job?
Both are same actually.
Same
A
here.
bit nervous, confused, everything.
One word that sums up your college life.
And my happiness.
Okay, so Shlok, your turn starts now. Okay, no overthinking. Okay, just what the first thing that comes to your mind. If finance was a video game, what level would you be on right now?
Out of 10, I feel 7.
So if group projects were a sport, what position did you always end up playing? Like the captain or the last minute savior or the silent spectator?
Captain and last moment survivor.
Okay, so like balancing it out.
Balancing out.
Yeah.
Balancing out, yeah.
So be honest, how many times have you submitted an assignment like right before 11:59 p.m., right when the deadline is knocking at your door?
If there are 20, then I guess 19.
Okay, so nickname in college or designation in office, which one would you prefer?
Sorry, nickname?
Nickname in college or your designation in office, which one would you
Nickname.
prefer? Nickname.
Yeah.
So one word that sums up your college life.
Mixed feelings. Was mixed, I would say.
Yeah, that's
Like, so thing is, just for your context, we were the first batch. So we have seen a lot of journeys here and there,
ups and downs.
ups and downs. Apparently, this was our first class. We started from here only, this and the next one. So I feel it's mixed and we have seen a lot during this undergraduate.
So whole circle.
Full circle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
full
yeah.
circle moment. So that was indeed better than what we had expected, honestly. And you guys have impressed us with your talk show game skills. So thank you for being so generous with us and tolerating us for this one.
Thanks for running.
Yeah. So I hope you had as much fun as we had. Now we would like to invite our hosts for the day back to the podium so that they can continue with the session. And thank you.
Thank you.